A recent discussion featuring former CIA officer Ralph Goff is drawing attention for its analysis of the ongoing war in Ukraine, the changing nature of modern warfare, and broader geopolitical challenges facing the United States and its allies. Goff, a 35-year veteran of the Central Intelligence Agency and former station chief, recently shared his views on the conflict in Ukraine and the evolving global security environment. According to Goff, the war in Ukraine extends beyond a traditional territorial dispute between two neighboring countries. He argues that the conflict reflects a broader competition between democratic and authoritarian systems of government. Goff noted that Ukraine has increasingly oriented itself toward Western political and economic institutions over the past 2 decades. In his view, this shift created concern within the Russian leadership, which viewed a democratic and economically successful Ukraine as a potential challenge to its influence and political model. The former intelligence officer also highlighted the heavy human cost of the war. He pointed out that Russia continues to sustain significant casualties while recruiting thousands of new volunteers each month. According to Goff, many recruits come from economically disadvantaged regions where employment opportunities are limited. Financial incentives, rather than ideological motivations, are often cited as a major factor encouraging enlistment. At the same time, Ukraine faces its own manpower challenges. With a smaller population and ongoing wartime pressures, Ukrainian authorities continue seeking ways to maintain defensive positions while limiting personnel losses. One of the most important developments, according to Goff, has been Ukraine's increasing use of drones and autonomous systems. He described how unmanned aerial vehicles, maritime drones, and robotic ground systems are transforming battlefield operations. These technologies allow Ukrainian forces to conduct surveillance, target enemy positions, and defend territory with fewer troops directly exposed to danger. The rapid growth of drone warfare is creating challenges for military planners around the world. Goff warned that many Western military organizations remain structured around traditional concepts involving tanks, artillery, and large formations of personnel. Meanwhile, conflicts in Eastern Europe are increasingly demonstrating the effectiveness of low-cost drone systems against expensive military equipment. He argued that future conflicts may rely heavily on autonomous platforms and drone swarms, requiring significant changes in military doctrine and defense planning. The conversation also touched on demographic and social pressures resulting from prolonged conflict. Large-scale casualties and population shifts have placed strain on communities throughout the region. Goff noted that long-term demographic challenges are affecting not only Russia and Ukraine, but also several major powers facing declining birth rates and aging populations. Beyond Eastern Europe, the discussion expanded to security developments in the Middle East and the Persian Gulf. Goff examined how regional conflicts increasingly involve economic pressure alongside traditional military operations. He explained that energy markets remain a critical factor in global security calculations. Disruptions affecting oil exports, shipping routes, and regional stability can quickly influence fuel prices and economic conditions around the world. According to Goff, modern conflicts are often measured not only by battlefield outcomes but also by their impact on economies and public opinion. He emphasized that governments must balance military objectives with the economic consequences experienced by citizens. The former CIA officer also discussed the importance of maintaining strong alliances. He warned that uncertainty regarding long-term strategic goals can create tensions among partners and reduce confidence in regional security arrangements. Military power alone, he argued, is not enough to sustain influence. Diplomatic relationships and clearly defined objectives remain essential components of successful foreign policy. One of Goff's key observations focused on the changing nature of warfare itself. He suggested that technological innovation is advancing faster than many governments can adapt. As a result, military institutions may find themselves preparing for conflicts based on outdated assumptions, while emerging threats evolve in unexpected ways. From autonomous drones to cyber capabilities and artificial intelligence, the tools of modern conflict continue to expand. The challenge facing policymakers, according to Goff, is ensuring that military strategy evolves alongside technological change. As governments evaluate future defense priorities, lessons from Ukraine and other active conflicts are likely to shape military planning for years to come. The discussion ultimately highlighted a central theme. Warfare, technology, economics, and diplomacy are increasingly interconnected. Understanding these connections may prove critical for nations seeking to navigate an increasingly complex global landscape. You're listening to our National Affairs Bulletin. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more national and international news throughout the day.